Hey guys, what's going on? Porter from Roll for New GM. Today I want to talk to you about letting your players write your story. I don't just mean their backstory, but we're going to use it. So, what do I mean by letting the players write your story? What I mean is, it can be hard, especially if you're doing a homebrew adventure, to keep the story exciting, to keep them involved, to keep the side quests coming, to keep everything going. In the campaign that I have right now, I have two groups, and they're each in different parts of the same world, affecting it. They are almost in the same town, which is kind of exciting. I've got some ideas planned, but it makes it really hard for me to keep up with all these different quests and stories and everything. So I cheat a little bit. I have them do the work. So here's an example of how I make them do the work. So in one of the characters' backstories, he writes about how he came from a royal family. He was the third youngest son, so he was not, going to be the next heir. And he fell in love with this girl from another, I think it was another royal kind of bloodline. However, him and his father didn't get along, and his father actually arranged the marriage for his oldest son, this guy's brother, to marry his love. He wrote this, so I'm like, oh man, this is good. This is some soap opera shit. I can use this. So what I did is, instead of actually going in and writing a quest or something that revolves around this, I planted seeds. This is a lifesaver. So I can take all this information, I can condense it into one note. I put it on our community board. All I put was, I threw in the name. I think it was Greenstone was his family name, and Starflower or something. So I wrote, Greenstone and Starflower celebrate their nth anniversary in the royal town of Khalil. Be there in 7 days to witness this royal family stroll down the main streets of this city with flowers and fireworks, and all this stuff was going to be going on. That's all I had to do. I just plant this seed, and now I get to let them see what they want to do with it. So as soon as he saw his family name, and he saw kind of everything that was going on, holy shit, that's my brother. That's my love, my childhood love. That, oh my gosh. And then the thing that I did was, at the bottom, I put the anniversary party thing is in 7 days. So this gives them a little bit of time to think about it. They can keep doing some of the other side quests that I did actually think out and write. And the whole time they're still thinking about this. I planted that nugget. And now, as soon as it gets to 7 days or whatever, maybe a couple of sessions, they can decide if they're going to go to Khalil, if he wants to go try to win her back. Maybe he wants to go and kill his brother. I don't know. But that's kind of the exciting point, the exciting part, rather. And so I have, this town. I have the two characters and everything. And that's about it. I mean, I'm kind of going into it cold, but it's exciting. And it's letting them decide what they want to do. And this is something that I think can be done with just about any character and their backstory. All you have to do is go in and read their backstory. And another one of my characters, my player's character backstory, talks about how he robbed a man and left him for dead. Now, he left that guy for dead. That means I can take this character that he left for dead, and I can play the waiting game. And maybe when it gets to a session where I'm kind of like, ugh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm kind of at a quest. I didn't have a lot of time to plan this. I guess I know who they're meeting. They're going to meet that guy. So there's just a lot of cool kind of seeds that you can plant and take from their backstories, and just kind of see how they react to everything and let them decide. Another way that you can do this is, with your quests, don't have a set outcome. it might be harder for them to take the quest because a lot of people want to do a quest and be like, okay, we can do this quest. We can get 50 gold if we do it. Let's go do that. But maybe if you do a quest and you kind of have it open and like, talk to this person once you're done and they'll reward you. So something that I did was I had a woman disappear. I had them go on this huge kind of mystery investigation looking for her. And about halfway through, I kind of thought, what if they kind of lose? And this is another video that I want to do later on is making your players fail. Because there's no way that they're going to keep winning every single time. They have to lose a little bit. But I also had them win. So here's how I did it. They went on this big investigation. They were searching the town for clues. They were talking to people. They discovered this secret hideout underneath a crypt. And it just kind of kept building upon itself. And I just kind of let them go. And I let them, like, they were in this crypt searching the walls and doing all this other stuff, pulling on sconces to see if any secret doors opened. And I'm like, you know what? You see the wall, it looks a little bit out of place. It's almost like there's been a piece cut out of it and then put back. And I just kind of kept adding to it and playing with it. However, when they found the woman that they were supposed to be looking for her father, she had already died. And so it wasn't really a victory. They found out what happened to her, but they were, kind of bummed that she had been killed. It's the carrot on the end of the stick, but you're letting them run with it. You're just kind of seeing where they go, what they come up with. So what I do is at the end of the session, I add up all the experience for their monsters that they've killed, if they did a quest, if they, did anything like that. And then if they had any cool role-playing parts where they kind of just went off and got lost in it and stuff and started adding to their character and doing some cool stuff, I throw in a little bit of extra experience. And they're starting to catch on to that. So then that gives them an incentive to, hey, if we get into this, if we really become these characters and we do some cool stuff, he might throw some extra experience at us. And so it makes my job easier because I just kind of listen to them and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, that is a good idea. So I kind of let them build the adventure, the quest as we're on it. And we just roll with it. And if I need a battle map, this is another video that I want to get to. I have battle maps just kind of made up, sitting, waiting to be used for instances like this. So I actually had a battle map that was kind of like an old dingy prison basement. And I inserted that for this secret room that they found underneath the crypt. And it worked perfectly because they don't know. And it gave them something to look at and something to discover this woman in. And so letting them kind of dictate the quest and planting seeds will save you so much time, and it's more exciting and thrilling because even then as the GM, you kind of get to go along with them on this ride. Kind of playing off of that is letting the players decide the outcome. And I know I said that I changed it halfway through and I let them find this woman who had died, but even after doing a quest or doing something, they get a reward. I've talked about how they went into a collapsed mine and they found a bunch of iron chunks. They found some iron pieces, some iron chunks that had fallen out of this mine. And, they could take it back to the blacksmith and they could kind of decide what they want to do. Do they want to sell it? Do they want to ask him if he can smelt it into something? If he can make a weapon? If he can make, some stronger armor? Letting them take control of everything makes your job as a GM so much easier because then you get to watch that creative process come out and you get collaborators that you didn't know that you had. instead of painstakingly writing out every little detail, every experience point, every reward. I mean, that's why we have the loot table. So you can, you know what, roll the 1d100, you're rewarded with that. This puts it more into their hands and lets them decide. Maybe we could probably just sell. I mean, we've got a good weapon. Let's just sell it. We'll take the gold. Or, maybe somebody's weapon broke and they're like, guys, I kind of need a new sword. I broke it back there. Can you patch this armor with the iron? Or is there enough to make an entirely new chest piece? There's so many different options that you can use for changing the outcome. If they, take care of a bounty, do they want the gold? Or maybe they'll take half the gold and instead they're rewarded with more information. So there's different ways that you can play with that as well. One last thing before I finish up this video, and I kind of touched on it, changing the stakes and the outcome and everything, but I kind of just want to dive back into the story with the woman. So they went on this quest from a man who couldn't find his daughter. She was taken. And it turns out that he was a sailor and he had a huge ship and everything. And my party had just bought, a little sailboat so they could get around somewhat. And as the story unfolded and progressed, changing the outcomes, letting the players choose. So this is another example of that. This man who was just distraught at the death of his daughter, he just wanted to quit. He just wanted to leave. He just wanted to quit, put down everything, get the hell out of this city that he was in, and just continue on with his life. So this man made the proposal to my characters that, hey, I said I would have some gold to reward you with. Instead of that, if I could keep my gold so I could go and, start a new life, maybe buy, a little shack somewhere, would you want to trade ships? And so that just kind of built on to the excitement and the option of letting the players choose the story and how it unfolds. And so now maybe since they didn't take the gold and they traded with him so he could leave, maybe they'll run into him in the future. That's something that they chose, something that they decided the story was going to be. And so there's just a lot of cool things that you can do just by taking, not giving out every single little detail and letting your players decide the outcome, letting your players choose the story with their backstory, and you planting seeds and seeing where they want to go with it. So this is something, if you're a new GM and you're probably like I was, where I was just trying to painstakingly, I was making every map, every hallway, different descriptions for everything, quest rewards, NPCs, conversations that I had pre-written out. And you don't need to do all that. Let the players collaborate with you unbeknownst to them, because they don't have to know, and decide where this story is going to go. It's a lot of fun. It really lights a fire in me. Once we got done with the session, it's just like, wow, there's so many different ways that this story could have gone, but because of their decisions and what they decided to do, now we have this other awesome side story that could come back up down the road, and they planted those seeds. So this is, I hope this helps kind of with your planning for your next session. Maybe you have an idea in one of their backstories where you could plant that seed, and hopefully they'll take you on the adventure. So I hope this helps. I can't wait to see you guys for the next video. Remember to like and subscribe. I haven't said that at all because I keep forgetting. I'm having so much fun with these videos. So I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for checking out the channel.